comes in a pretty box like this. And this set, by the way, came out in either late August 2013 or early September. So why am I actually reviewing it and doing it now? Well, because I saw it at Norsdtrom, and I live in Los Angeles, and I like the colors in it, so I got it. Until about a year and a half ago, NARS was my go-to brand, and I mostly bought NARS for quite a while, for a couple of years. And then I think I got over NARS out, and I also didn't like a couple of the collections that they had, and I had a lot of NARS, so I stopped buying NARS until very, very recently, where I kind of rediscovered the brand when I started liking some of the newer stuff. I had kind of the basic blushes and lipsticks and whatnot, so I really didn't need them. And I'll point out that NARS did it again. NARS tends to repeat a lot of the same colors in their palettes. I had a bunch of palettes, and I had a bunch of blush, and I had a bunch of eyeshadows. I just didn't need some of the colors again. So this is the little palette that comes with it. It's a decent size. It's smaller than the big palettes they do, but it's got a great mirror. These are the colors. So you have Laguna blush, which I have way too much Laguna blush. Brown with golden shimmer. It's a bronzing powder. The blush is Deep Throat, which I much prefer Deep Throat, honestly, to Orgasm. Deep Throat is a flirty sheer peach, and it's like a warm coral. It has a little bit of gold, a little bit of pink. It's, I think, less shimmery, glittery than Orgasm, and I just like the color better. I think it's softer. It's a lighter blush, and NARS has some amazing super pigmented blushes. This isn't one of those super pigmented ones, but I like it better. So I have the Deep Throat on my cheeks. You can see it's just a soft, flattering, pretty color. On me, it lasts about a good, it depends on the day and the temperature and what I'm doing, but it lasts a good 7-8 hours. Of course, there's going to start to be fading later on in the day, but it wears beautifully. The Laguna, I put just in a little 3 shape like this. It does have a little glitter to it, and I've recently been super into matte bronzers, but the color on this one's really good, and that is a huge plus, because bronzers can be too orange, they can be too yellow, they can be kind of, and it's ick. It just doesn't work. It doesn't look good. So this one's it doesn't look artificial on me. It looks great, and it's not that shimmery, just a little bit. So I do like the bronzer. Before I go into the eyeshadows, it also comes with a nail polish. I'm not a nail polish wearer, but I do like this color. My daughter likes it, and she is a nail polish wearer, and she tells me it lasts great, but it applies beautifully. I tried to kind of play around with her, and it worked really well. And then it comes with a lip gloss, which is Turkish Delight. So the nail polish color is Trouville, a seashell pink, and Turkish Delight is, they call it pink sherbet lip gloss. Typical NARS. It's a very light. I would not apply this alone, actually, ever. I own this shade. I love this shade. It's just not a shade I wear by itself. I have really pigmented lips. This kind of takes that away and makes them look really kind of pale pink with a super smoky eye, which I could have done with this palette, but I'll explain in a second why I didn't. This would actually work beautifully, and the palette itself lends itself to this super smoky, amazing eye. But I wanted to do more of a daytime look, since it does have a bright cobalt blue. I wanted to show that actually that is surprisingly wearable for most people, not just in Los Angeles, although probably more in Los Angeles. But this I use to tone down darker lipsticks. So throw it all in the bag, and some days I'm in a rush and I put a lipstick on and I like the shade, the tone, but it's too much, it's too dark. This is the gloss I'll put on it. You can see it's kind of milky. On me, it bunches up a tiny bit. NARS glosses, though, are great. This will wear a good almost 2 hours on me if I'm not eating or drinking a lot, which is good for gloss. And it's very pretty, but it's just not my alone shade, but I wanted to show the look. So the eyeshadows, and I'll pull out my brushes. I also have outdoor swatches, so you can see the colors in real light, not artificial light. This time of day is, I think, the least flattering lighting in this room, but it's the only time I could shoot the video, and I didn't want to wait till Monday because I might not be able to do it over the weekend. So these are the brushes I used. And the colors, right here, that's Abyssinia, which is, they call a delicate pearl sheen eyeshadow. And I think the best way to describe it is like, it's white vanilla-ish, kind of not fully white, not fully bone. A lot of bloggers online reviews call it kind of otherworldly, ghostly. It's a very flattering shade though, because it's neither too harsh white or too kind of yellow bone. It works really well. And I put that up here, right under the eyebrows, and you can see it opens up my eyes beautifully. And I also used it on the inner part of my eyes, inner corner, because it's also a highlighting shade. It can be used for that. Then the next color, oh god, Etrusque, Etrusque, and that is, they call antique. It's like a burnished gold. It's a beautiful burnished gold. I guess this is supposed to evoke the feel of Los Angeles, which I live here, I guess. And I use that. It's like a gold. You see, kind of a bronze gold. I use that on the lid. This is the kind of color that I will use constantly. I love this kind of color. Very flattering on me. I need things that I can just throw on super simple, run out the door. I could throw this on my eyes and wear a dark lipstick, a light lipstick, and it works. So I wanted to do a natural look with these because of the next color, which is Outremer, which they call a bright true blue. I call it cobalt. That is like quite a blue. And to show you what I mean, I think it actually applies more smoky than like it looks in the palette. So I call this a smoking shade. So I like the idea of mixing browns and blues in a smoky eye look. It's a little bit less harsh on me than black based things, but the blue also works with grays and blacks, and you could use it either way. This right here is a softer smoky eye look with kind of the brown, and I'll show you the last brown. But what I did is I took the blue and I used it as an under eye liner, and you can see it doesn't look super bright. And you can also, if you look at the tone of it, you can see how easy it is to really smoke that up. And then I took it, I've got it on my finger, so if I put more on it, it'll really show. I put it in the crease, and you could also put it like right in here in the outer corner of your eye and blend it in a little to get a stronger kind of smoky look. So this is more natural, blending it in a little bit here and adding a little bit more. You're gonna get a stronger smoky eye look. And to get it soft like this, I really had to blend it. When I did the liner, I also used the brown. So the brown is right there. They call it Bali, a neutral brown. And so the blue and the brown, I think, are, yeah, they're basically, they look matte to me. Well, I didn't look for that up. They look basically matte. The other two are definitely not. They have a shimmer to them. So the brown is a good basic brown. This is the kind of thing, so, let me show you what I did with it, and then I'll say what this kind of, what I did is I lined the eye with the darker brown. And then what I found with these is that when I lined, at first I was trying to wet my brush, but I haven't been using my NARS stuff all that much. It was way too hard to line. It's so pigmented, they're so pigmented, the formula is so great that when I wet my brush, it just became this like perfect eyeliner line that just looked really artificial. It needed to be smudged a little. So then when I started smudging it with eyeshadow and brush not being wet, it looked a lot more natural. So I took this little thin brush right here, and that's what I did to line up top. I used my little flat little short eyeshadow brush to line down here and soften. I also use that to do the crease with the blue. Blending brush to kind of blend it a little bit more. And then I use this brush, which is kind of a harder eyeshadow brush, to do the highlight and the lid shade. So what you could do with this, so right here, you see this is a shade, a look you could actually wear in the daytime, even though you've got this like bright blue thing going on. It actually works with kind of the lighter lip, the natural cheeks, and the bronzer. What you could do, and what's really fun, so this is kind of a brown, by the way. In a lot of videos, when I'm just in a real hurry and I want to get some makeup on, I will just do Sin Eyeshadow Primer by Urban Decay, and then just take a soft brown like this and just do it in the crease a little bit, and then put just a black eyeliner on the upper lash line. That's like my 2-second rule if I have no time, because it always looks good. And I need that added depth. Well, I don't need, but I look better with that added depth with a color like this brown. So what you could do is you could totally smoke up your eyes with one of these two colors or both of them and just really get kind of a real great night look. But I like this, maybe because I'm in Los Angeles, but I do like this for daytime. And I don't think that the blue, if you look, is so strong when you blend it. It is pigmented, so you do have to blend it. But on, I thought it was more of a smoky blue than an actual like in your face dark blue. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty set. Am I glad I got it? I'm pretty glad I got it. I got it actually, even though I had some dupes, because I like the dupes I had and used them, but I also really like the eyeshadows. That proved absolutely true. I love every single one of these 4 eyeshadows and can use them together or separately. So you could do the gold and then the brown to get a really pretty smoky eye. Don't use the brown at all and just use the blue. You could put the blue on your lid with the kind of white up here and then soften it with the white. That would actually look really pretty too. But overall, I think that NARS is great with colors. I think this color collection set works fabulously well. Does it represent my city? It does, because I think here we do maybe use some brighter colors than people are willing to use in other places, but it's also a super casual place, so this can kind of go either way. So yeah, it works. Comments, feedback, if you have this, I would love to hear it. I guess NARS has a Miami palette coming out soon, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to review this or start reading about it again. My local Norsdtrom, of course, carries it, even though it's not on the website because this is Los Angeles. I also do videos from my book, a parent focused education book, Get Your Child to the Top. And I think that is it. Thank you. Hi, it's Megan. I wanted to add one quick picture with a darker lipstick. Kind of tone the blue down just a little bit so you can still see the blue, but it's a little bit more toned down, a little bit less kind of in your face, but it still opens up my eyes, you know, opening with the lighter colors and then the darker blues and the browns. But I actually kind of like it with a darker lip than with that kind of smoky light gloss. So I just wanted you to see how you can make this just such a wearable day look, that kind of you get these big, I get these big bright eyes, but it looks better with a little bit more definition lip wise. That's it.